Okay, I just spent some time in the garden and I staked up my tomatoes and I also trimmed off some suckers. So a fun little fact that a lot of beginner gardeners don't know is that when you have a hand of marigold seeds that I'm trying to save. I should have put them down before I started filming. But anyway, first off, tomato plants, do not like to touch the ground. So you want to make sure you trim your suckers and make sure that you trellis or use a tomato basket. I'm just using like wooden stakes for my tomatoes this year, but you don't want any of these leaves laying on the ground. If they do, they will regrow, don't get me wrong, and grow up more. But the ones that like aren't like suckers that don't grow plants, they will, it makes it really sad for the plant. And then when you're trimming your suckers, I like to trim a couple inches off the bottom personally. This one I trimmed a little bit more because some of them were really sad. But you want to make sure you don't trim all your suckers off. Like, you need to make sure you leave a bunch because the plant still needs them to photosynthesize. So just trim off like a couple inches worth on the bottom so that they can get free flow air and nothing will wilt or touch the ground and get soggy. So reminder, trellis your tomatoes one way or another, whether it's a tomato cage, it's a wooden stake, whether it's a string method, any way which, try to get them off the ground. Make sure you trim up those suckers off the bottom and you're gonna have really healthy, good producing tomato plants. You also sometimes, as they grow, sometimes I like to clip off when there's too many flowers because sometimes it's just too much for the tomato plant to handle.